What's up, everybody? Check this out, right? There's been a lot being said about Deontay Wilder right now. There's many of live streams. Some of those live streams are safe havens for Deontay Wilder haters. Some of them are safe havens for Deontay Wilder nut huggers. There's also a lot of things that's been said about on both sides that don't help Tyson Fury's case and doesn't help Deontay Wilder's case, and in this whole social media war on who's right and who's wrong. There's always going to be people out there to not make so good fans of themselves on social media. But I'm going to go and make this fight prediction. I think the fight is going to be, I think it's a 50-50 fight. Yes, I'm picking Deontay Wilder to win this fight. But, as we all know from the first fight and the second fight, there are going to be some things that Deontay Wilder just going to have to do, switch up a bit. Not backing straight up, not just using the high guard as a defensive way, actually, moving his head. I mean, which he did in the second fight a bit, but, he didn't have any legs. But that backing straight up thing, man, and just a 1-2 or a jab here and there is not going to be enough, in my opinion. I think that if people are thinking that Tyson Fury is going to come in there and bum rush him and just get up on him, I think Deontay Wilder needs to, trust his jab, and at the same time is learn how to get back on the defense off that jab. Move out of the way, slide up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But with Tyson Fury, as far as him concerned, staying unpredictable in the ring has worked out a lot for him in a lot of his fights. Bullying people in the ring has also worked out quite well in a lot of his fights. His footwork has worked in his favor in a lot of his fights. But most of the time when Tyson Fury gets caught in his fights, it seems like he becomes complacent. He either becomes too relaxed or forget what the hell he's supposed to be doing. And I think a lot of fighters do that, which is, just name of the game. It's 12 fucking rounds. I mean, that's a lot of concentration and skill and learning stuff in it, working on stuff and being trained on stuff in the gym to keep doing stuff like that. I think the key things for Deontay Wilder would be combination punches. Throwing a few shots on the back foot. Not just throwing the same different shots over and over again. Deontay Wilder is going to have to show an assortment of artillery against Tyson Fury in his third fight. But what I think about the fight, about who has shown more to me that they're going to do something different, is Deontay Wilder. But can he do it? I don't know. But I think that, how he lost and everything that he said and stuff like that has motivated him. I can see how people can say, yeah, making excuses can be a bad thing for you because you're not thinking clearly, or forget what trainer said, thinking about just going in there and demolishing the guy and killing them in the ring is not always the best thing because, you're that takes you out of your mindset of actually boxing. And, I think that's what Deontay Wilder should do. I think Deontay Wilder should box a bit more to open him up for the left hooks and the right hand and for the jabs and for the body shots. But Tyson Fury is a trickster in the ring. I will give him that. I think what's been saving him a lot is his height. is his ability to move around the ring and be unpredictable. But I think that, out of the amount of rounds that they both fought, I think both of these guys pretty much know each other quite well. And I think they should have been, I hope they both been doing some studying on each other, because this fight, all the bells and whistles going to have to be pulled out. That's the reason why I call it a 50-50 fight. I mean, these two guys, one's an unpredictable guy. He tries to be unpredictable with the herky jerky and stuff like that. Got good footwork for a guy his size. And the other guy has one punch knockout power. But I don't think that we've seen the best of these guys yet. I think in this third fight, I think we're going to see the best of these guys in this match. But I have seen a lot of stuff that Deontay Wilder has been showing of him working in the gym, and the things that they've been saying that they've been working on and stuff like that. If that's what they've been doing, that's the reason why I'm picking Deontay Wilder. Because of that, and because of the one punch knockout power. Now, I can understand people out there saying, yeah, it sounds good, but, Tyson Fury gets him hurt again, and this is what he's going to revert back to. Well, has Deontay Wilder reverted back to stuff that he didn't know when he was hurt? I beg to differ. When he was hurt against King Kong Ortiz, what did he do? When he was hurt against Tyson Fury, yeah, he was telegraphing the right hand, but it took Tyson Fury a whole lot of rounds for a towel to be thrown in. And Deontay Wilder never stopped. And he actually caught Tyson Fury on the back foot with a left hook. Wasn't the strongest of left hooks or whatever, but it was enough. It seemed like it was enough to get Tyson Fury up off of him. But like I said, man, I'm picking Deontay Wilder to win this fight. I think the grand way of Deontay Wilder winning this fight would be to outbox Tyson Fury. Because everybody knows he can knock a motherfucker out. But I think it's about time for Deontay Wilder to start boxing people to victory. And the reason why I say that is because he's a heavyweight boxer. We all know that a lot of his fights he was losing or on the cusp of losing until the knockout occurred. So I think he needs to trust that jab, man. He needs to trust that jab and do what he needs to do to get the win. I hate to say, things like what he needs to do and stuff like that, man. But those are just things I want to see. I want to see him trust the jab. I want to see him be lighter on his feet. I want to see those types of things. I just don't want to see the same old Wilder I don't want to see the same old Wilder that we've been accustomed to see, and I don't want to see necessarily a victory of a knockout. I want to see some boxing. And on that note, shout outs to the LDBC, and everybody stay sucker free.